Hi everyone, thank you so much for hopping on this video to learn more about the new boot camp for creative entrepreneurs who are in the idea stage. We will be talking about Kinetic, you'll be learning about the Center for Creative Economy and how to apply for the program. But let me introduce myself. My name is Shelby Newsome and I am the Marketing and Events Coordinator for the Center for Creative Economy.
And I'm Kayla Norris. I am the Operations and Community Development Coordinator.
Perfect, so let's hop in. So about the Center for Creative Economy. Our mission is to launch, grow, and accelerate creative entrepreneurs and business owners. We do that with 3 different programs: Kinetic, which you are here to learn about, so please stay tuned. Momentum, which is formerly known as Swerve. It's a hub for creatives. It's a membership group. We have monthly meetups where we bring in an expert speaker to talk about various topics that you can learn about and implement in your business to continue to grow. We provide members with a creative online directory, as well as an online interactive community where we can stay connected, share ideas, and continue to support each other. We also have Velocity, which is our creative accelerator and serves as our signature program. It's a 9-week intensive program that is delivered online and in person through a curriculum that helps you develop the necessary business skills to continue to scale your business. There is a pitch competition that's involved where we split $50,000 to the top 3 teams, equity free. So this is the team that gets it done. You've met Kayla and I. Margaret is our founding executive director. So we're super excited to share Kinetic with you today. Again, it's a new boot camp for creatives and artists who are ready to turn their idea into a business. But before we go any further, I do want to talk about the state of creative entrepreneurship. So often creatives are overlooked by investors and lack support, and sometimes we lack the actual business knowledge to really scale our business. But it's funny that there is a lack of support when creatives in the creative industry literally contribute trillions and billions of dollars to the global economy as well as the US economy. In North Carolina alone, there's been a 14% increase in the creative job sector over the past few years. So what you're doing, what creatives are doing, it's truly making an impact on the creative economy as it's continuing to grow. So Kinetic is all about turning that cool idea that you've been thinking about and putting some meat and validation behind it to begin building a business. These kind of programs, boot camps, and accelerators have a positive outcome for those who participate in them. They're a learning opportunity to gain the necessary skills to grow your business and can serve as a way to accelerate your reaching your key milestones like gaining customer traction, and you'll have a better chance of surviving as a business owner. So let's dig in. The boot camp is 4 weeks long. It begins on Saturday, February 29th with a half-day workshop. Our curriculum is a true hands-on learning experience. There's no fluff, but we want to provide you with the tools that you can implement and execute on to help you validate your creative idea. We will select up to 10 different creatives and artists to be a part of the cohort that's going to take place right here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So as you can see, this is a long list of creative industries. They range from fine art, fashion, to music and photography. They're businesses and individuals that add value by making or marketing products using their creativity, design, and culture. So Kinetic is open to all creative industries, even if you don't see them listed on this slide. The curriculum that we're going to be using was developed in a combination of 2 different hands-on and practical entrepreneurial programs. A portion will be coming from the curriculum that we actually use in Velocity, which is our accelerator. It was designed by Chris Mumford, who's the founder of Joe Startup. He's a professor of practice with Wake Forest University and UNC Keenan Flagler, and is actually an entrepreneur himself, so he knows where you've been, where you currently are, and has implemented his own learnings into the curriculum. The other portion of the curriculum is the Ice House Entrepreneurship Program, which was developed by the ELI. This program covers 8 life lessons drawn from an unlikely entrepreneur that could apply to literally anybody, not just entrepreneurs. The curriculum has been designed specifically for creative entrepreneurs like you. It's been modeled around 4 different themes: dream, think, tell, and run. And we've also developed key learning objectives that we will cover throughout the boot camp. The first is validating your creative idea. So we'll be focusing on your unique value proposition. And if you don't have one, we will work to develop that. What makes your idea for a creative business different? What's your mission and your vision? And do people really want or need your business? So we will move on after we validate your creative idea to begin to identify and talking to your customers. And this is going to be a huge portion of the boot camp. It's important to understand your potential customers, their wants, needs, and pain points. And the best way to understand them is to start talking to them. So once we have those 2 things, we'll build and implement a budget. So you're starting a new business, and there's going to definitely be startup costs. So we'll look at those, fixed expenses, how much revenue you'll need to sustain your creative business. The last thing we'll do is develop a framework for your business model. So we'll be looking at how you're actually going to make money, what type of business are you going to have, and what features of your product or service will make you stand out. So that is a little bit about CCE, the curriculum, the program, what you'll be learning. I'm going to turn it over to Kayla as she'll start to dig into CCE, the program layout, and the application process.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shelby. So again, I'm Kayla Norris, and I'm the Operations and Community Development Coordinator. And I'm going to be your point person as we kind of work through the application. If you have any questions along the way, you can reach out to me directly, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. So before we get into kind of the nitty-gritty of the application, I wanted to talk a little bit about why CCE, why is the Center for Creative Economy starting this boot camp program? Why are we so passionate about creative entrepreneurs? And so why did we want to create Kinetic? Well, we were founded in 2011. We are a nonprofit organization. And since then, we have had programming that helps support creative entrepreneurs throughout the Southeast. Margaret, our executive director, is actually the founder of the National Creative Economy Coalition, which now has over 60 members nationwide. And our creative accelerator that Shelby talked about, we've graduated 40 companies from that, and 87% of those are still thriving and in business. Those are defying the odds of the typical lifespan for startups, and we're so proud of them. Our why really is that we believe in what you creative entrepreneurs are doing, and we believe that you can have a serious impact on our local economies. Why Winston-Salem? So we are known as the City of Arts and Innovation, but why Winston-Salem for this boot camp program? Well, we've noticed that, and we're a part of, a booming entrepreneurial ecosystem here in the Triad. There's a lot of organizations in place that exist to help entrepreneurs get started and to be able to grow successful businesses like Flywheel, Winston Starts, Hustle, Venture Cafe, and we even have a lot of universities and support from long-standing companies in Winston-Salem that have helped us thrive, like UNCSA, the School of the Arts, and the Keenan Institute for the Arts, which helps support artists and make successful careers for artists. And we have Winston-Salem Foundation, Hanes Brands, Sawtooth, and a lot of very generous private individuals that are very invested in not only entrepreneurship, but also the arts. So CCE is kind of in this perfect sweet spot, helping creative entrepreneurs in a city that supports both entrepreneurs and creatives. So let's get into the application a little bit more and talk about what you should expect. We're hosting the application on fsuccess.com, which is an international platform for applying for bootcamp programs and accelerators and funding opportunities. So you'll see, if you take a look around, that there's a ton of other applications out there for programs all over the world. Now, Kinetic is really designed for local North Carolina people that can travel to Winston-Salem for the sessions. But we are using F-Success to host that application because they have a really great platform and a really good process for us reviewing those applications. So F-Success will prompt you to create an account. You only have to do that once, and if you apply for other opportunities like our Velocity program, you won't have to create an account again. The name is Kinetic Creative Boot Camp 2020, and you'll see a link to it later on in this presentation. But if you're searching for it, that's how you'll find Kinetic. So the application is really just going to ask you some basic questions about your idea. It shouldn't take you too long. It shouldn't be too much of a head scratcher. We're trying to kind of get your passion behind this idea that you have, and just to learn a little bit about what you have already considered. So I'm going to get into this a little bit more later, but don't worry if you encounter a question that you haven't considered before and you don't know exactly what we're looking for. If it seems like it's kind of something that you haven't yet considered because you're in idea stage, that's perfectly fine. We're not going to use your answers about specific things or whether you have or haven't done something yet as criteria for accepting people into Kinetic. We really just want to see what you have considered so far. There is going to be a video portion of the application where we just want basically to see your face talking about your idea and to get a little bit of the why behind your creative idea. So a little bit more about that video. Please make an original video just for Kinetic. There's no need to use fancy equipment. You can use your smartphone or your computer webcam and really just keep it simple for yourself. It doesn't need to be polished. We really just want to see who you are, what your background is a little bit, and why you're so passionate about this idea. So the questions that we're going to ask you to answer in the video are on the application, but just to give you kind of an idea of what those are, we're going to ask, what is the idea behind your potential creative startup? Why do you want to launch your creative business? And what do you hope to learn from Kinetic? So again, just keep it simple. Make an original video just for this. So even if you've applied to other programs before and you made a really good video for that, that's great. You could upload that as like a supplemental kind of thing, but we want in your application for you to answer these specific questions. So just record a new video segment for that. So who should apply to Kinetic? We're looking for creatives that are working on a business idea or creatives that are ready to test their idea and aren't sure what their first step is. So maybe you've had this idea, you've talked to a few friends about it, it sounds like something that might be a great business, but you're not really sure what to do next. Or you could be a creative who's ready to turn their hobby into a business. Maybe you're already making money from this idea, selling at craft fairs and farmers markets or maybe online, and you want to kind of put some structure behind the business that you're already creating. We're really looking for creatives who need help to build a foundation of business skills and knowledge that's going to be very practical and that are ready to get going. So if that sounds like you, please apply. And if nothing else, applying will kind of show you or help you consider some of those things that you might not have thought about before. successful applicants think beyond just the product. You may have a really great idea. It might be something that nobody's ever done before, and it's extremely cool and creative, and that is awesome. But we're encouraging you to think about building a business that's going to be successful. So it's very important to talk to customers. It's very important to be sure that the problem that your company will solve is truly a problem for a lot of people, that a lot of people would actually pay for a solution to that problem. So I can encourage you, as you think about those ideas, think about what might actually be possible to create with kind of the resources that you have, and consider whether it really is a problem that a lot of people experience that you have a solution for. Here are some details about the program. The participation fee is $249 per person, and that covers all of the resources that we're going to use to give you a great program, and it also is just going to lock in your spot to make sure that we can go ahead and order everything that we need for you. We're going to be launching the program, as Shelby said, on Saturday, February 29th, with a half-day workshop. And then the main sessions for the program are going to be Tuesday and Thursday evenings, starting on Tuesday, March 3rd, and running through Thursday, March 26th. And then we're going to end with another half-day workshop on March 28th. So I wanted to tell my story just briefly to help you if you're trying to figure out if this program is for you. This might give you a little bit of insight. So the people in this picture is me, my husband Adam, and of course my dog Ruby. We have an idea for a business that we'd like to start in Winston-Salem, but up until a month ago, we didn't really have a clue whether anybody cared about it or whether it could be successful. And so we basically, in the month of November, we decided to participate in Techstars Startup Weekend, which is just a crazy 1 weekend long program where you focus only on your business idea for the entire weekend. You talk to customers and work with mentors who help you kind of refine your idea. So we went into that program with just an idea, and we did really well. We talked to a lot of customers. They pointed us in different directions than we even thought we were planning to go. We thought we should focus on certain elements of our business idea, and the customers actually said, no, this other thing would be more important to me. So after going through that weekend, we now kind of have a foundation built that a lot of people have said this idea is needed in Winston-Salem. You should go ahead and create this business. And we're excited about it, but we don't have a business background. We've never started a business before, and we're kind of not sure what we should do next. So Kinetic would be the perfect program for us to go ahead and talk to people that can offer advice on what we should do next, that can help us continue to work through this idea and develop it, and to help us continue to put structure in place behind these ideas that have been so exciting. So if that sounds like you, and if there's any element of that you relate to, I'd be happy to share more of the story and what the business idea is. But really, just know that wherever you are in your stage as a creative entrepreneur, even if you just have an idea and you're not sure if it's going to take off, go ahead and apply, and you might surprise yourself that other people might have been looking for the solution that you're talking about. I want to give a special thanks to our sponsors who make this possible. SiteSource is a software development company here in Winston-Salem. We're based at 500 West 5th Street in Winston-Salem, and Site Source is actually just a few floors below us. They're going to be helping in a hands-on way during this program. NC IDEA is a foundation that helps entrepreneurs across the state of North Carolina. They are one of our sponsors that helps us with all of our programs, and they have helped us implement this Ice House entrepreneurial program. And a huge thank you to Flywheel, the co-working space that Kinetic and Center for Creative Economy is based out of, which is on the 8th floor of 500 West 5th Street. And here are some important dates to remember. The application is going to be closing on February 2nd at 11:59 p.m. So it's open now, and we'll be accepting applications all the way through then. I'd encourage you, if you think you're going to apply, go ahead and do it now before the holidays so that you can just kind of get that off of your plate, and you can go into the new year just thinking about how you want to grow, what you want to learn in 2020. We're going to notify the candidates that get accepted by February 12th. And then those that accept and say, yes, I'm in, let's do it, your participation fee is going to be due by February 21st. Again, the first half-day workshop, which is the kickoff, is going to be on Leap Day, February 29th. And then we're going to be hosting those in-person workshops on Tuesdays and Thursdays, starting March 3rd and ending on the 26th. And then the final half-day session is going to be on March 28th. I'd encourage you to connect with us on social media, and here's a link to our website as well as our application for Kinetic on F-Success. Just follow us and keep on top of what we're doing and any news that we have about Kinetic. I'd also encourage you to check out our other pages of our website for velocity and momentum. Even if you're not planning on doing Kinetic this year, maybe there is another program that we offer that would be a great fit for where you are in your creative journey. So we just want to thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yes.
If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me, Kayla at centerforcreativeeconomy.com, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.